Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Jacqueline Menconi. I'm a makeup artist out in New Jersey. I work primarily in TV, film, commercial, and bridal. And then with me, as always, is Leigh Raeder.
Hi, everybody. My name is Leigh Raeder, and I am in Wisconsin and been in the beauty industry for over 22 years, cosmetologist, also makeup artist, business developer. I guess I have a lot of titles, but yeah, me and Jacqueline have been doing this series, and we just keep bringing more and more guests, and I am so happy to have Louis on tonight. And I'll let you introduce him, Jacqueline.
Yes, absolutely. Louis Perez, everybody. We're very, very excited. Louis has been in the beauty industry for more than 12 years. He's a salon owner. He's an international trainer, travels the world. I mean, he's pretty incredible. And before I get into all of that, we might as well just go ahead and start the questioning, I think. Because everything else that Louis does will be unfolding as the questions go on and on. So, Louis, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We really, really appreciate it. And we know that you actually had to cancel on another webinar that you were doing for your students in Mexico, and you just are here with us tonight. So thank you so much.
Honestly, thank you, ladies. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so thrilled. So, Leigh, would you like to ask the first question, or should I?
Sure, I can go ahead and ask the question. So, tell me how long that you have been in the beauty industry, and how did you get started? How did you get interested in it?
In the beauty industry, okay. The way this started for me, honestly, since I was a child, I was very artistic. I love art. I love drawing. I love all forms of art, be it decorating, even clothing. Like, I always thought I was going to be like a fashion designer or something, because I love to put outfits together. And being the oldest out of the children at home, we had kind of a tough life. My dad was always more out of the house than he was in the house, and my mom was always asking me, how does this look, and honestly, she had no fashion sense. Sorry, Mom, but she really didn't have no type of fashion sense. So I was always picking out her outfits for her and helping her do her hair. And growing up, again, with my dad being an absent parent, when my mom had my brother, he was mentally disabled, so I was just kind of like more the caretaker, making sure he was okay. And then my mom had my sister, and at that point in time, my mom was going to school for nursing and at the same time working at a nursing home. So I kind of became the father figure in the house, and I had to take care of my little sister. I had to change diapers and do her hair and dress her. And the more I seemed to look around, my cousin was a single mom, always came to me for advice. I used to help her with her hair. Before I even got into the beauty industry, I was like straightening her hair and helping her do things. And I just kept getting dragged into it for some reason. I'm like, okay, this is meant to be for some reason. Like, I'm just helping everybody out in the sense. And I love doing it. I really did love doing it. So I found that it was more of my passion. Even though I was very young when I had my first child. I was 15 years old when I had my daughter. Very young, but at that age I knew I had to kind of leave home because things got worse with my parents, and my mom became the at that point in time. So I left home at 15 with my child, and I also took my sister with me. I let my brother go because he was mentally disabled, so I took my little sister with me, and I raised her and became more of I guess, the mother and the father in the house. And my first child was a girl, of course, so I had to do hair. I had to do hair and dress her and everything. I just kept finding a passion for it. It just kept coming back in a full circle, and I loved doing it. So I started working with salon owners and helping out in salons because I knew a lot of people in the beauty industry. So I just kept thinking to myself, like, this is a form of art, and I love it, and I love expressing, I love making women feel beautiful. Especially with growing up and seeing what my mom went through and everything. Like, I always felt like most of the women in my life had some type of hardship. So to see them feeling beautiful and looking beautiful, it just made me feel good. So I knew I loved what I was doing. And that kind of led me into a different realm of life. I went into school and I actually started going for business school. With business school as well, I went for chemical engineering. I love science as a kid too, so it's just kind of like just went hand in hand for me. And I ended up opening a home and remodeling business, which was totally not what I thought I was going to be doing. But I did that for about 7 years. And after so much hard labor and my health started taking a toll. As a child, I was born with 3 different heart conditions. Lupus and fibromyalgia runs in my family, but it's harder to diagnose men. So I never really got diagnosed, but they said you have all the symptoms. I had swelling in my joints, problems with my knees. I have 2 slip discs in my spine, which pinch a nerve. I have a cyst in my sinuses, which gave me migraines. So I was like, seriously, ladies, I was a medical mess. All my life I've been on pills. As a child, I had really bad asthma. So all growing up, it was just medications, and getting into that type of work where it was physical labor, working around dust, you know, always in pain, knees. I had 3 surgeries on my knee because of it. So, I mean, I knew that that wasn't what I wanted. And the more I started getting more into the beauty industry on the side, and, started taking care of myself because I was getting older. I was taking care of myself. I'm like, this isn't me, I would come home dirty. My hands were dirty. My nails looked terrible. I'm like, okay, this isn't what I want to do with my life. So with that being said, of course, my children's mom and I separated. By this point, I had 4 children. We separated, and I kept custody of my children. I always knew I wanted kids, and the mom was kind of just off doing her own thing. After 4 kids, said I never want the children, which, I mean, I don't know how you figure that out 4 kids later, but it is what it is. I kept custody of my children. And with that being said, to be truthful with you guys and I guess my audience, I always knew I was a homosexual. I know this is kind of off topic, or maybe I shouldn't be saying, but being the fact that I was in the life that I was in, I kind of felt like I had to hide that from my family. And it was kind of like, I made my bed and I had to lie in it. I had my children, I had to be responsible for my children, so it wasn't about what I wanted in life. But when my ex-wife and I separated and I had custody of the kids, that kind of like took me to a whole different mind frame. I knew that if I wanted to be happy, if I wanted to give my children a happy life, I had to be happy as well. So with that being said, I met my fiance. And he had a passion for beauty as well. So we like really jived right away. He was a beautiful person inside and out, had a real passion for beauty and hair, and it was just kind of, we meshed perfectly. Then I can truly say my life begun because I was happy, my children were happy, my kids loved him, and it was just like a perfect relationship. And I put him through beauty school while I still had my home and remodeling business. So once I put him through beauty school, I decided to go into, I mean, he graduated top of his class, was doing great. At this point, I'm still dealing with my health issues, so that's why I knew I wanted something different, and he graduated top of his class, was doing commercials, had done so many different things, but when he graduated, everyone wanted to give him a job just washing hair or, basically being an assistant in a salon. And I knew he was better than that. So I said, okay, you got to take chances in life. I said, let's take a chance, and I took all of my savings and invested it on opening a salon. So what we did at first was we took our savings, and we had just bought our home, and we had this huge sunroom, and I said, let's convert that into a salon. Let's be smart about this before we have the overhead. Let's create a clientele base for you. So that's what we did. We converted our home, our sunroom in our home, we converted that into a home-based salon. He worked from home for about 1.5 years, while in the meantime, I was trying to get rid of my business at the same time. So we created the clientele. By the time that 1.5 years was over, we were like trying to like kick everybody out of our house. If you can imagine having a home-based business, everybody knows we're home all the time. So everyone was coming at all hours. We couldn't say we were off because they would come anyway. So at that point, we knew it was time to expand and get our location. And when we did, that's when I decided to sell my business, and we just went head on. I decided to take up classes in makeup because I knew I had a passion for makeup. At that point in time, when we opened our salon and we started getting, at that point, our only services were hair and nails. I knew I wanted to add the service of makeup because I love the artistry of it. I knew that I would love to make women feel beautiful and be able to recreate someone every single day like I knew would make me feel just as good as it did them. So I started looking into makeup lines for my salon. At this point in time, again, my health was really deteriorating. By this point, I've had 3 heart attacks, terrible asthma attacks all the time, severe migraines, and nothing that they were giving me was helping me. I was on 9 different prescriptions every day. You know, I couldn't leave my house, as I was telling you ladies. My last asthma attack that I had was while I was driving home, and I didn't even have my asthma pump with me. So I ended up making it into my driveway, fell out of my car, passed out. Thank God my fiance found me, and, you know, it could have been worse. I could have died from that. You know, so with all these different health issues, I knew I wanted something different for my life, something easier. You know, I had to get away from the dust and the hard labor, and I mean, my joints were killing me, everything was cool. So with that being said, we opened up our salon, and I just decided, okay, I have to let go of this business. You know, we were making 6 figures with that business, and I knew it was going to be a huge thing to do. To let that go and risk it on a salon, a new business, I said, we have to make this work. There's no questions about it. This is going to work. You know, so I believed it was going to work. I had to. There was no question in the matter. I had to make sure it worked. So I focused as much as I could into the salon. I was looking for makeup lines to work with. At the same time, I was enrolled in a beauty school. So while I was looking for a makeup line to work with, we have, I mean, from American clients all the way to African-American clients, from the fairest to the fairest to the darkest to the darkest. So I knew I needed a makeup line that was going to suit all of my clients. So I kept doing research and research. And one day, one of my clients comes in and she brings me this book. And she's like, oh, you know, I wanted to bring this in. I know you're thinking about doing makeup. Maybe you could buy some of this makeup from us. So I look at the makeup book, and it was Motives. At this point, I had never heard of Motives yet. So I'm looking at it. I love the catalog. I'm like, I'm a glitter person. I'm all about accessories and bling. So I seen all the glitter, and I'm like, this looks great. I want to try it. So of course, I asked her questions about the products. Lo and behold, she didn't know absolutely. What it was her cousin was in the business, knew she was coming to get her hair done, and he said to her, can you take this book and see if they'll buy some makeup? So I found it a little unprofessional because I'm trying to, you know, ask questions about the products, and she didn't know nothing. So at that point in time, it was really funny, but one of our customers that was there, which was my middle school teacher, she was there, and she was like, you know what, I'll call corporate, and I'll find out what this makeup line's about, and I'll find out for you. So she ended up setting up an for us. She called corporate, ended up getting in touch with Lisa Martin, which is the director of Motives now. At the time, she wasn't, but ended up getting a hold of Lisa Martin. Lisa Martin was in our area. She came to visit us with Maleva Epperson, which was one of the young ladies that were on your prior episodes.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off. We really hit it off when they explained to me everything, all the custom blend, all the different types of makeup, the way the business was made, the line itself it was made, Lala Anthony, which I was a big fan of. I was just like sold on it. But again, with that business background, I was like, okay, I really have to weigh this out. Because again, I had just dropped everything in my life to make this work. So what I did, I actually went out to see the presentation. I seen it the first time, and I'm like, okay, this kind of makes sense. And I just did come the following 2 weeks later to business presentation again. I seen it a second time, and I'm like, okay, now it makes more sense. And then I came out the third time. By the third time I seen the business presentation, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. You know, with my business background, my chemical background, and my beauty background, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. It makes sense. You know, so I decided to go again. I dove in head first. So with that, I was enrolled to beauty school for my license or my certification in makeup. And Lisa and Maleva were like, look, why don't you save that money and come into the business, and we'll train you. So I ended up going over to the beauty school. Turns out that the day I go, one of the directors at the school was there, and I knew from working at different salons. And he's like, hey, he was like, you don't want to do it. You know, not to talk bad about the school. I shouldn't be talking bad about the school, but it's a basic course. You're not going to learn anything here that you can't learn on YouTube. So with that, I said, okay,
Oh,
then
wow.
that just solidified. Okay, let me go
Yeah.
promote this rather than spending all this money going to beauty school when I can get the same type of training through this company. So I did, and at my first custom blend training with Lisa Martin, I'm sitting there and I was in so much pain. My body was hurting, my head was hurting, I was starting to get a migraine. I couldn't even focus. And Lisa's looking at me and I'm popping pills. I mean, I must have looked terrible because I'm just like opening all these pill bottles and I'm taking pills. And, she's like, what's wrong with you? And I ended up telling her about my health issues or whatever. Um, she looked at me, she was like, have you tried our supplements? And honestly, and being completely and bluntly honest, I was like, no, I didn't. And it was only because I didn't know what the products were yet. So I was just kind of thinking like, okay, I'm just trying to be sold on something else. And I went for my second part of the training, and again, I'm in pain. I'm rubbing my head. Lisa's looking at me like, the supplements aren't working for you yet? And I'm like, honestly, I didn't even order them yet. So she goes into her office because, of course, her husband, Don Martin, is a Nutrimetric certified trainer, or, yeah, a certified trainer. She goes into his office, goes, grabs a bottle of OPC, comes back. She's like, take this. You have to try this stuff and let me know how you feel in a couple weeks. So I did. I took it. Of course, I had nothing to lose. I mean, and honestly, again, it was because my focus was more on the makeup, and I had no knowledge of what the supplements were at this point in time. I should have, because I should have, if I was listening to the business, I should have been looking into the whole business. But I was trying to wrap my head around the makeup at the point in time. So I ended up taking the supplements, and I thank God to this day, I thank Lisa Martin, and it has around with my asthma pump anymore. I don't get migraine headaches. I don't have my bone and health issues. My back doesn't hurt. I'm get up in the morning. I literally, the only medication I take now would be when my pinched nerve is bothering me, because of course that's a pinched nerve. It gives me a sharp pain. Other than that, I'm off of all of my prescriptions. So that for me was a huge one in my life. I mean, it really, really changed my life. Wake up in the morning, not have to take any medication, be able to pop out of bed, and not have to worry anymore. Even with the asthma alone, thank God I haven't had an asthma attack since I've been on the supplements. So that really created a true belief system for me in the business. And at that point, it was just kind of like, I just dove into it like this is something I can never turn around from. Because for it to change my life like that and get off of all my prescriptions, even my doctor. I mean, I used to go every month for an echocardiogram, an EKG, make sure my stress levels were okay, check my blood sugar. Diabetes runs in my family. I mean, it was just every month I was in the hospital or in the doctors at least once or twice a month. And even when I started on the supplements, I questioned my doctor. I'm like, is this okay? He's like, I don't see anything in there that could harm you. Give it a shot. And even to this day, now he's actually going to be joining the business at some point. It's been a slow process, but he's looking to join the business because of our supplements. Because he's been treating me for 12 years. And for 12 years, for him to see that every prescription that he gave me, nothing was helping me. And now I'm like, he calls me every few months like, are you okay? Is everything great? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still great. I'm phenomenal. I feel better. I feel,
Wow.
Thank you so much.
I really would.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's like incredible. I can't even believe it. All of that.
Yeah, and that's just with my health. This business products. I mean, honestly, I can't say. I've tried other different lines, and to find one line that I found everything in that can service my clients with custom blend foundation as well. I mean, it's done a world of a difference for my business. Just all the different avenues that we.
That's my next question for you, actually. Wait, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's echoing a little.
Yeah, it's echoing, right? Echoing, right? Okay, what is that?
I can hear you pretty clear over here.
You don't hear an echo?
You don't hear an echo? I do. Is your volume up on your computer maybe too far?
My volume isn't up on my computer at all. Oh no. Louis, do you hear the echo as well?
I do.
No, I hear you pretty clear.
Really? Okay. Let's see if I can do. Hold on a second. All right.
Don't hear you
Can
now.
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you.
It's still enough.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you have one?
Yes, I have an echo. Okay. You know,
Maybe, Louis,
is
if your volume is up, maybe turn your volume down a little.
Yep.
Okay. Is that better?
so better.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to figure this out. So, the next question. You first of all, thank you so much. That was all incredible. Okay.
Thank
The
you.
next question that I have for you is, as a salon owner, okay? I still hear myself, but it's okay. But as a salon owner, how important was it for you to incorporate a makeup line that you could reach out to your clients? So, you know, obviously a lot of salons offer makeup services. They offer makeup application services. So, yeah, you can come in, we'll do your makeup at the prom, we'll do your makeup for this special occasion, that special occasion. But a lot of salons, then that's like where they wipe their hands clean of it and their clients leave, right? So, how important to you and why did you decide to even venture out to look for a line? If you could kind of talk to us about that, that would be great.
Honestly, with other lines, like you said, as a salon owner, if I was going to be doing a makeup service, of course, I would be doing the service. And 99.9% of the time, once I do that service, there goes the end of my stream of income from that client. So when I seen the business model through Motives and I seen the products that they had, it kind of, that's where I would say the business side of me kicked in. And I'm like, this makes sense. Not only, okay, in general, period, working in a salon or owning a salon, the only time you have a stream of income coming in is when your client's in your chair. So whether it's a hair service, a nail service, or doing a makeup application, even as a freelance makeup artist, the only time you have money coming in is when you're performing that service. So when I seen the business concept behind Motives, I'm like, okay, it's a no-brainer. It makes sense because now not only do I have a stream of income when I have a client in my chair, but now I can service them in the health and nutrition industry. I have different clients from all walks of life. Everybody's from some type of industry, be it beauty, be it professional industry, be it a stay-at-home mom, be it a cleaning service. So I just kept looking at this, and I'm like, this just makes too much sense. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to believe, but it was. It was just my answer to everything. Because in the beauty industry, as we all know, we have our slow months. We have our months that are sweet 16s. We have our months that are, graduations. We have our prom months. We have our wedding months. We have so many different months that you never know where your next dollar is going to come from. I mean, and that's the reality of our beauty industry. You do not know unless if you know that you have a solid clientele. You never know where your next dollar is coming from. You're only as good as your work. So with that being said, even in the summertime, you have people going on vacation, out at the beach, and no one wants to get hair and makeup done when they know they're going swimming. So when I seen this business model and I seen everything that we had to offer, I'm like, okay, this is my answer. Because in my salon, even on my slow months or on my slow days, I still have a stream of income coming in, even when I don't have a client in the chair. Even while my salon's closed, or even in the fact of where we have clientele, now I can service clients in Florida and I'm in Pennsylvania. I could have clients in New York and Puerto Rico, which I do, and this is why I mentioned them places. I have clients in Puerto Rico, I have clients all over the place. And I have a stream of income constantly coming in where I know that even on my slow times at the salon, I'm okay. Because even if I don't have a client in my chair, I have steady income coming in behind this business that's phenomenal. Where I thought I was only getting the makeup, I ended up getting the answers to my business and my life. That question in the back of my mind, am I going to make this succeed? Because I have to, because I gave up. a six-figure income, that was my answer. You know, because now not only are we doing a hair service, not only are we doing a nail service, or even a makeup application service, now I'm providing skincare for them, which is, it's a consumable product. It's something that they're using on a daily basis. So with that, I know I have a stream of income coming in from that. You know, with our supplements, our supplements, I live for them. I'm just as passionate about our supplements as I am about my makeup, all because it changed my life. So when I speak to someone in that regard, or I have a client in the chair, I mean, we know as stylists or as people in the beauty industry, someone sits in your chair, you're also an unpaid therapist because they're telling you all of their problems. You know, they're telling you their health issues, their marital problems, you know, their business. So that hour and a half that they're with us, we're also their therapists. You know, so why not figure out a way to have an answer for them? You know, now we don't have to just be that listening ear. Now we can also provide a solution for them. So how much more do they love us because now we're answering all of their issues, you know, all of their problems, you know, all of their health issues, their parents' health issues. We've just become an offer for them. You know, now we're not just their stylist. Now we're their go-to person. Now they trusted our judgment before because, of course, their beauty's in our hands. If we teach them and educate them and provide solutions for them, that just makes us that much more valuable for them. And I found that to be just, it was amazing. To me, it was just a no-brainer. I'm like, I love this. There could not have been anything better. I mean, thank God to JR and Lauren for creating this. I could not have found anything better for our salon. And with that, I just kind of reconnected with everybody that knew in the beauty industry. And as I keep introducing this to people in the beauty industry, they're like, oh my God, you know, because again, this is an answer to everything for us. You know, beauty starts from within. If we're not, or the proper nutritions or vitamins or whatever the case may be, it's going to reflect on our hair and our skin and our nails. You know, we're going to age, it's going to show. So with that, not only can we provide them a service, but we can provide them the absolute best service. Because now we can teach them and educate them and also supply them with the products to take care of themselves from the inside out. And they see the difference because our products are amazing. You know, not just because I am with the business, but they are truly amazing. They have changed my life. And why not share that with someone else that it could change their life as well? So for me, it's just made a world of a difference. Now, I mean, yes, cheers to that. Definitely cheers to that one. I seen that cup coming up. I said, sure, we have to.
No, you know that's
honestly, it's honestly more than triple.
Before we move on to the next question, I just want to let all of our attendees know that even though I'm echoing, and that's very annoying, if you have any questions for any of us, please be sure to type them in as this session is going on so that we can address them if we have time at the end, okay? So start asking your questions now. All right, thanks. Sorry, Leigh, go ahead if you want to ask the next question.
No, it's okay. Well, again, I mean, just the fact that it more than tripled our income coming into the salon. I know that even on our slow months or our slow times, I don't have nothing to worry, you know, because I know our income is still there. And with us in the beauty industry, I mean, just to kind of give you guys an example, where I have my salon, where we first were at that location 5 years ago, it was only 2 salons there on that immediate street. Now there's 4. You know, so think about what that does to a salon owner. You know, you have 4 salons on one street. You know, that minimizes my chances of a client or a customer actually walking into my salon.
Right.
Now they have 3 other choices. So with that being said, of course, the smart thing was to do was introduce our business to the other salons. Because now we're normally in a sense, and I don't mean competition in a sense of my work against their work, in a sense of are you coming into their salon or are you coming into mine? Normally that would be my competition. You know, are you getting the client or am I getting the client? Now with them being part of the business, because again, it was a no-brainer, and as I broke it down to them and explained the products, showed them the products, and they sampled the products, they fell in love too. Now I have 3 of them salons that are on board with our business plan, with our business. Now, I mean, I welcome all my clients or any clients to walk in there because now we're connecting. We're financially connecting. I have a stream of income coming in from all them other salons as well. So where that would have been my competition, it's just amazing. It's just amazing to see that we become friends. We connected in the beauty industry. We help and support each other. I mean, I'm the only one that does makeup, but they sell all the other products. So now that actually even helped out my business because now I have 3 salons that are sending me makeup clients. I don't do facials, so I send my facial clients to the esthetician. We are in the process of doing our massage room, so I send my massage clients to the other. I mean, it created such a synergy between 3 salons on one street that it's just like, I mean, we feed off of each other phenomenally. And everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. Everyone's making money. We all feed each other. We all make money together. And my organization, I have quite a few salons, and I'm working on beauty schools as well. I do have a beauty school that's connected with us. I mean, even at the beauty school, all the schools, all the teachers at the school ended up joining the business too, because everyone that understands our business, our products, they're just floored. It's a no-brainer. It's just a new way of life, you know, and to be able to shop through ourselves, to be able to have our cosmetics, to be able to have our skincare, our health, resources. It's like, what else do you need? I mean, and even if I decide to be a singer down the line, I have Conquer Entertainment. So what else do I need in life? I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Wow, thank you.
So that is actually
Sorry
going to be my next question. No,
I'm really passionate.
So you talk about this business and all these different products. Like, can you just kind of quickly explain what that means exactly to the people that maybe aren't really quite sure?
Okay. Well, with our business, we're built on the brokerage concept, which means we don't manufacture any of our products. When with that being said, it's, again, genius. I mean, there's no other word I could say, but it's genius. Because if we manufactured our own products and the market decides, the FDA decides to regulate a product, we just lost out on all this inventory that we had, all these products that we were mass producing, everything that we would have in the warehouse, all the time, all the investment that we made in creating that product, we just took a huge loss. And so many businesses I've known of, I mean, and I'm sure we all do, so many businesses end up going out of business because of that.
Right.
If they're one product business or just a few products, or their main product is regulated and they can't sell it anymore, what are they to do? You know, and with the way insurance companies work nowadays, you're better off going out of business and trying to make something else happen. So with the product brokerage system, what makes so much sense is that we just find the best of the best products out in the market. We make sure that we put in our investment on making sure that that is the top quality product that there is out there. Make sure it's healthy for the skin. No animal testing, because our company prides themselves on making sure that we are ethical in every aspect, in every sense of the word. So with that being said, it has to be healthy for the skin. It has to be natural product. You know, so it's something that's not going to affect us in any way. It's going to benefit us and our families and our world around us. So with the product brokerage system, all of our products are made, but they're made from something that was already made, just made better. So we have, I mean, excellent products. I mean, top of the line, best products in the world. Be it our makeup line, be it our skincare line, even our DNA line. I'm about to be a grandpa. My daughter is about to have her baby any day, and that's all I did. I bought all DNA products, and I'm like, look, this is all you're using because I know it's the greatest thing in the world right now. And again, it's because I can trust on that product. I know that even having my grandbaby, I know my grandbaby can use a product that's never going to affect my grandchild in any wrong way. You know, I mean, even if you think of our baby powder, Johnson & Johnson, sorry to mention them, but how many lawsuits they just had because their product was causing people cancer. That's not something I want to think about in my grandchild. You know, I want to make sure that my grandchild is getting the best products and it's going to be healthy for them. You know, so with the product brokerage system, we have, I mean, health and nutrition. We have our makeup line. We have skincare. We have everything to service everybody's walk of life. You know, so, I mean, for those of you that don't understand the business plan, as a business owner, not only are we receiving our retail profit through our products that we are selling, even in a normal business, in a traditional business, you have a profit margin from whatever retail you do. in this business, not only do we have a profit margin from our retail, but we also get commissioned on the back end, and we also get cash back from any expenditures that we have. I mean, we all have expenditures. You know, we have to take care of our home. We have to take care of our children. We have to take care of our pets. You know, we have vehicles. I mean, it's a everyday expenditures turned around, flipped back so it works for you rather than you work every day of your life just to survive. This is a way of making your everyday life work of income coming in and have the resources and be able to retire early from things that we're doing every day anyway. You know, so it just makes sense. I love it. I love it. This business is just, it's for everyone. Doesn't matter what industry you're in.
No-brainer.
There's a way to make this work for everyone. You know, I wish I would have found this business years ago. I thank God I did. Thank God for Lisa Martin and Maleva Epperson walking into our salon. I mean, thank God for the client that walked in with that book. But I wish I would have known this a long time ago because it's just the answer to all. I mean, it's the future.
Passion. Love it. Love your passion. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I love it. I mean, honestly, I love it.
My next question for you, Louis, is going to be, what kind of advice would you give someone who is either thinking of going into the professional beauty industry, whether that be in a makeup artist capacity or a cosmetologist capacity or salon owner or hairstylist, you know, and really any kind of beauty profession? What would your advice be to them? And then on top of that, what would your advice be to a salon owner who does not currently implement the retailing of cosmetics or skincare at all? What would your advice be to those types of people?
Okay, that's a good question, by the way. That's a good question, and I can sincerely and honestly answer that question because, again, as a father, my daughter growing up, going to school, and seeing us in the beauty industry always said, oh, I want to go into the cosmetology world. So, again, as a parent, I always told her, make sure you always have a plan B. You don't want to wait to need a plan B to have a plan. I mean, she would tell me one day she wants to be a nurse, one day she wants to be a cosmetologist. So I'm like, look, why don't you do both? You can always do both. You know, we own a salon, we're in the beauty industry. Why don't you go for cosmetology? And once you're a cosmetologist where you have a source of income coming in by working at a salon, and I mean, us being the salon owners, you're able to have the freedom to create your own schedule as you would like, and you can go to school for nursing. So with that being said, I said that's a great question because I had to think of that and sincerely answer that with my heart on what I wanted for my child. So the beauty industry, I mean, we have beauty every day. Every day we wake up, every day we want to take care of our skin. Every day we take a shower, or hopefully every day we take a shower. But I mean, every day we take care of ourselves. So it creates a demand. If I was open any other traditional business, like a plumbing business or even my home remodeling business, you know, you never know when the next job's coming. But this is something that we consume on a daily basis. So the beauty industry, I mean, you're not going to let your hair grow to the bottom of the floor. You're going to come in and get your hair cut at some point. So this is an industry that creates demand. You know, there's always someone out there that needs their makeup done. There's always somebody getting married. There's always somebody that wants a different haircut or recreate themselves, you know, because sometimes we go through that. You know, we go through changes in our lives. So the beauty industry, I think it's something that is just something that creates demand, and it's something that we consume on a daily basis. So it's a smart choice. Always, of course, have a plan B, and this is where I love our business model. Because our plan B with this business model, for those that don't know the business model, is we create a residual income. We create that plan B in the process of developing ourselves, either be it in the beauty industry or as a market major, or whatever you decide to do with this business, be it the health and nutrition, anything you're doing, you're creating your plan B for your life. You're investing in your future while you're creating your future. So I think, again, I can't say how many times I can say this business is genius, just because you have everything you need. As a salon owner, with our shop.com, we need our products, be it our hair products, be it the health and nutrition if you're going to retail that, or be it our supplements, or be it the makeup, or even be it the chemicals to clean our salon. We have to clean our salon. You know, we need hairbrushes. We need all them products. So what you would need to run your traditional business, you can feed through our shop.com site, which is one of our platforms. Being a business owner, we have a platform that's called shop.com. We're able to shop from ourselves, which creates a residual income. It gives us it gives us commission back, and it also gives us cash back. So our daily expenditures as either a salon owner or someone in the beauty industry, even as a cosmetologist, most of the time you have to buy your own equipment. You know, not all salons provide the equipment for the cosmetologist. So if you're buying your own, and if you're working on a commission base, sometimes I know different salons that work where you buy your own hair products or your own supplies, and you get a bigger commission base through the salon. So, I mean, there's so many different ways that in the beauty industry, this business makes sense, because if you're a cosmetologist, a makeup artist, a salon owner, or even any other business, we have every platform that you can take advantage, that in the process of creating yourself as a person, as a business professional, as a beauty industry professional, as a freelance makeup artist, whatever the case may be, you're working on your plan B. And that's super important, because we never know what can happen. God forbid, I mean, even with my health, God forbid something happens and I get sick and I'm terrible and I can't work for months. What am I going to do then as a beauty industry professional if I can't service a client? That's where I thank God that my plan B has been in process as a beauty industry professional. I have that stream of income coming in on the back end from everything I've done in the process of building myself now. So I love it. I absolutely love it, just because anybody that's thinking about maybe considering this business, evaluate it. You can find no flaws in this business, and it makes sense. Build your future. And then not to mention that for those of you that don't understand this business yet, it's a willable asset. You know, if I was working and I'm working on a 401k, or I'm working for any other business and I'm working, when I, God forbid, pass away or something happens to me, what am I leaving my children? You know, what legacy am I leaving for my family or my children to survive off? Even a 401k is going to run out at some point. You know, I could save up how much money as I want, and it's going to run out at some point. With our business model that we have with this business, we have something that can continue to pay them for the rest of their lives, even their children. So this is a legacy that I love, that I can build and create in the process of building my individual. And if I decide to recreate myself in any other business, if I decide to be a cosmetologist one day or a makeup artist one day, and then decide to go be an artist or a singer the next day, guess what? I'm losing everything I created, or any money, or any industry. I mean, any clientele that I might have built in that process, I can't service them anymore. You know, I lose them as a client. The next person is going to take them up. Here, I can recreate myself if I choose to, and I still have that same clientele and that same source of income coming in, and I can do whatever I want with my life. So I love it. I love it. It's genius. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, and like honestly, when I work with a lot of professionals, I try to explain that what we have really is different than any other thing out there. There's nothing out there like what we have. So a lot of times they try to compare it to things or try to figure out what it is, and honestly, just ask the person who introduced you to this webinar or invited you, because they can really show you that what we have is powerful. I can hear myself echo too.
I can hear your echo.
And I mean, even my children now growing up, it's funny because my kids see how passionate I am about it, and they're like all the time, Dad, what are you doing? Or looking at my pulse, or asking me questions, or they're learning the products. I mean, my 16-year-old son, he's very artistic too. I feel like he's definitely exactly like me, looks like me, talks like me. I mean, that kid is my replica. And he's just been like listening to audios, and you know, just the fact that we have audios, you know, that's something that helps us empower ourselves. I mean, I know I wake up in the morning, I listen to an audio, and it just sets the pace for my day. I feel amazing, I feel great, I feel empowered, I feel passionate, I feel like, okay, you know, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So no matter what happens throughout my day, I feel great about it. And my 16-year-old son, which is my youngest, sits there and he's constantly coming in and telling me about audios that he's listening to. So even though that I do have him in the Teen and Me program, because I'm trying to teach him how to be an entrepreneur and build something for his future. You know, he wants to go to Penn State. He wants to follow my footsteps. And I'm like, that's great. And, you know, since you're so young, let's create an opportunity for you that I didn't have. Let's create this for you now, so by the time, I mean, if we can get you going at 16 with this, imagine where you're going to be at when you're 20 and when you're 30 and when you're 40. You know, so I'm trying to give him that head start, which is something that you don't find out there. In any other business, I have not found any other business model that can also have me create an opportunity for my children while I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, most of the time us parents go to work. Either you have a 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, you leave your children with a babysitter at home or whatever the case may be, whatever your situation, your given situation is, you walk away from them. You don't have that quality time with them. The freedom that I have with this business, I can work wherever I want and at the same time empower my children to walk that same walk that I walk. Not, I mean, their choices are their choices, but to be able to offer them that walk of life to say, let's go, son, let me teach you what I'm doing, or daughter, let me teach you what I'm doing. Let me show you what life is about. Let me show you the easy way. And it's not easy because work is work. We have to work a business. Doesn't matter what it is, but the easier way of doing it. Let me show you how to create your future. And be an entrepreneur, have control of your own life. I mean, I wouldn't give this up for the world. I really would not give this up for the world. And my 16-year-old son, he listens to Jim Winkler, and he's like, Dad, I can't wait to meet him. And he's telling me names. I'm like, good job, son.
Wait, Louis, you mean me?
I mean, seriously, like my son, I just to see, I know we'll have, yeah, I see you on there. Just to see him listening to these audios and coming and telling me what he's learning from these audios, and it's empowering him and it's motivating him, and now he can still express his form of art through what we have to offer. I mean, he walks around with pamphlets, goes and talks to his teachers about it, and he's like, oh, I talked to somebody about OPC because I know what it's done for you. He's like, I know how good you feel. I know the difference it's done in your life. And he's constantly walking around promoting for me. And I'm like, no, son, you're going to do this for yourself. So I register him onto the Teen and Me program. He has his own website. He talks about the business, and I look at the change that it's made in him. You know, it gave him something to look forward to. You know, he's looking at it like, Dad, I want to do like you're doing. You know, I want to grow up, and I want to be an entrepreneur, and I want to have my own business, and I want to create my own future. And I think it's phenomenal because on a regular 9 to 5, I would be driven away from my children. Most of the time, I would, you know, anybody in the typical life would come home and would be tired and would be exhausted, mentally exhausted. And they're like, you know, to come home and have to deal with the kids, a lot of times we're drained. So we're not giving our children that 100% that we should. I come home feeling great because I love what I do. I come home passionate and excited. I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm living a dream every day. You know, I get to do what I'm passionate about with people that are doing it, and then I come home and I'm able to share that with my children. You know, I literally can't keep no makeup in the house because my daughter was like going through my kit all the time, and she's like, "This stuff is great," and I'm like, "Yes, buy your own." You know, but I mean, I love what I do because I can share it with my children as well. You know, so I mean, and that's why I feel so passionate. You know, I've had a tough life growing up, and I've had some hardships. And again, I was out of my house at 15 years old, so I know what it is to have to struggle. I know what it is to work hard. I know what it is to feel like I'm defeated, I'm beat. My health is draining me. My work is draining me. And at that point in time, I remember my children and I would come home, and I wouldn't feel like I had that energy to give to them. You know, and now, I mean, I love my life because I love what I do, and I can share it with my children. I can share my passion and help other people feel better. I can change people's lives, you know, and that's something that we can't normally say when we're working a regular business or just providing a service.
Yeah.
I mean, I know us as being in the beauty industry, you give somebody a fabulous haircut or you do somebody's makeup for their wedding, you're like, oh my God, you're excited, you love that. But to be able to truly change someone's life from the inside out, be it through their health or their financial situations, or be able to provide somebody a better way, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's a blessing to be able to offer that and help give that to someone else.
It really is.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. I feel like, I mean, Leigh, unless you have another question for Lewis, but I feel like we kind of covered everything.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just an incredible interview. Thank you a million times over.
Thank you.
You know, I'm curious to know, we have a bunch of people on today, and before we wrap up, since it doesn't look like we have any questions, I want to know where everybody is tuning in from. So please type in where you're tuning in from. All right? We'll give you a little shout out. And then we're going to wrap up.
And thank you to all of our viewers. I appreciate you guys being on, and thank you, ladies. It's honestly an honor to be able to do this. I mean, I know you guys have interviewed some phenomenal people, and I feel honored to be able to do this with you, ladies.
Oh, my
And I
God.
applaud you, ladies, for this, because honestly, it's hard for people to know what we have. You know, it's very hard for people to know what we have. And for you guys to be taking out your time to be able to express this and share your time and everyone else's different experiences. I mean, we all have different experiences. We all go through different things, and we all are passionate in different ways. So for you guys to take your time out to do this and share this with the world and other beauty industry professionals, I applaud you, ladies, for that.
Oh, thank you so much. And, like, honestly, that's the whole reason we're doing it, is because we really want to help as many people as we can.
Yeah. Well, it looks like right now we have people from Florida, we have Connecticut, we have Ohio. Shout out to Willie Hamilton, who typed in something funny in there. I know we have people from New Jersey tuning in right now.
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah, Hawaii.
That one. Oh, Hawaii.
Aloha.
Aloha. We're coming to you. Nice.
Oh, definitely. I've been dying to go to.
Oh, me too.
Me three. All right. Oh, we have. Oh, yeah, she's from Hawaii. Oh, nice. All right. Oh, we have. Oh, yeah, she's from Hawaii. Oh, this is my best hula impression for you.
I love it. You're so funny.
We have a bunch more people on than that, but I say let's wrap it up. Lewis, you did an incredible job. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. With us, your profession with us. Thank you. And Leigh, I'll let you kind of wrap it up formally.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lewis. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to spend time with you again. Me and Jacqueline actually saw him in August. And make sure to follow all of us on social media, and make sure that you tune into our additional broadcasts that we'll be bringing you. We also have the recorded versions on our YouTube channel, so be sure to find us and let us know if you guys have any questions at all. Reach out to us, follow us. We're here for you. So with that being said, thank you, Lewis. Have a good rest of your week, and
thank you,
we'll
ladies.
see you soon, okay?
Everyone have a good night, and thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Cheers, ladies. Good night, ladies.
Good night.
Thank you again.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.